ago.
Oh no.
No car, no Ubers, and it was like almost 2 hour walk. So I didn't get to get my hair cut yet.
Zoya, I'm so sad for you.
I know I need my hair cut. My hair's way too long. Guys, we have the draft YL with the first pick, first ban. They're going to deny the thrall.
Yeah. Thrall Illidan going to be the first bans here going into this draft. And, that's two assassins. This could be a Zool, could be a Sonya, if that's really what these teams want to preference. It seems to be the theme of today, at least.
Oh, Sonya going to be the first pick here for YL. Finally seeing Illidan bans. Did all three of those games have Illidan? Yeah, they did, didn't they?
I believe they did, yes.
Yeah, so first Illidan ban of the day. YL going for the Sonya first pick. We talked about it before. Zool. First pick, first ban material on this map and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And OMG, wow. That is a lot of push. If they get an Immortal, they will do serious damage with Zool Sylvanas.
It's some crazy split presence as well, right? They put one of those in top and bottom each, and they just have so much control on the map.
Yeah, it's you just with Sylvanas alone. So the thing about Zool on this map is you get the rotations from either mid to bottom or mid to top. And while the rest of your team pressures another lane with the Sylvanas. And what this does is Zool has the best wave clear in the game. He can easily push in a lane by himself. And what that does is he clears the wave, the skeletons and the minions get to the tower, and they slowly start whittling them down. Not just whittling them down their HP, but getting them low on ammo. So while Zool is doing that rotation between two lanes, eventually whenever you get a Punisher in that lane, just with the Zool alone, is going to have more success with the Punisher when it comes to taking down the fort. Now that you have both Zool and Sylvanas, if they get a single Punisher, it can do massive amounts of damage. This is a crazy draft for OMG on this map.
It's true. Well, we see the double ban. Falstad and Muradin have been banned out. Quick lock-in of Leeming Rhaegar on the side of OMG. So already they've got a really powerful composition. We've seen the power of Zool and Leeming so much in the past. You've got that guaranteed lockdown. There's no cleanse on the side of YL, so the Bone Prison is going to secure a lot of big lockdown coverage, and that's rough. That is a nice camera shot in the middle. It actually confused. Oh,
they're panning down.
We're getting there. Yeah.
This was like the slowest pan ever. I don't know why he had to start like 300 feet above his head, but we got there, boys. So what YL has, though, is point contention. With Tassadar, Tyrande, ETC, Sonya, they can sit on the the Punisher points. I keep calling them Immortals, I'm sorry. The Punisher points and just hold it for a long time. Sonya and ETC are very big bullies when it comes to that. So they have the advantage when it comes to contesting it.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, Johanna as that final pick is going to be nice against that front line. Can really get a hold on Sonya. No cleanse, but double support is sufficient. We've seen the power of Tassadar Sonya quite a bit, especially out of MVP Black in the first series. It's just so hard to eliminate either of those heroes.
Dude, it's like a completely different cast not having that stream open. For some reason, I thought the entire time you were just playing sounds to me.
What's happening?
Remember how I had the stream open and I thought it was you just like feeding the sound through the stream side? It's a completely different experience for me now.
Is it better?
Yeah. I don't have like game sounds popping in my ear and stuff. It's funny that I blamed you. I'm sorry, Jake. Don't hate me. Guys, we're going to get into game number one. Again, this is for seeding here. Now, as we did have our first set, if you missed it, I'll try not to spoil it. It was a fantastic set, so avoid Reddit. You can check out the VODs here. I believe Gilly's VODs are accessible. So make sure you go check out MVP Black versus E-Star. It was an awesome set. Stick through to all three games because all three games were fantastic.
Spoilers.
And, I just spoiled that, huh? Well, sorry. No spoilers. It doesn't go to game three. Stick through to game three just in case it happens to go to game three, right? Winky face.
Man, everything is so purpley on like every Heroes broadcast. Look at Tyranda's owl wing, part of ETC's.
What I
Axe.
noticed is if you look through like every caster who's done a major Blizzard LAN and they like change their Twitter
Purple.
profile pictures, the background is purple for all of them. Like I'm
Huh.
just looking at Twitter right now, me, you, and Colaris. Like even players like Liquid Chris, his background's like a blue purple. It's like everyone is rocking this Heroes purple, man.
Purpley AF. Well, OMG YL in the battle positions. We've got the music queuing up. We've got lights in our eyes. And
Yeah,
game
this is
number one.
proceeding. Loser of this set has to play more than I think
It is Edward guaranteed, I believe.
Edward Gaming. So loser of this set has to play Edward Gaming first set Saturday in the playoffs.
It's definitely them, but it's a hill to climb for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be tough here. A lot of CC here on the end of YL. We're just now loading into the game. Insane amounts of push on the end of OMG. And I believe that the Chinese Twitter voters was like 72% in favor of OMG, which I will agree. They look very good. But here we go. Sword TNT on Zul, ZTQ on Joanna, Max playing Rhaegar, Zayu playing Li Ming, and BB playing the Sylvanas.
On the opposing side, we've got Team YL, and it's going to be Guij playing as Tyrande, Xiao going to be on Tassadar, Mao on ETC, D going to be playing Vala, and someone is on Sonya.
Someone indeed.
I'm still learning all the names, man.
I've been casting this for like 2.5 seasons now, and I'm still learning all their names, Jake. It's okay. Backlash picked up here on Zul at level 1. Normally we see Shade in NA and EU. Very rarely do we see Backlash, but in China, we see Backlash almost every single game, even if there's a lot of auto attack damage. So they really, really like the extra burst you get. But here comes the power slide, and Li Ming gets deleted.
Insta kill there from YL right out of the gates, but Mao is taking a lot of damage. Max with the Feral Lunge, not quite enough Tash shields, Tyrande heals, sufficient to keep the Cal alive.
Really, really great aggression coming out. I mean, ETC Tyrande is the exact same as Murd and Tyrande. You know, you gotta respect it. They land the stun. Tyrande's going to be there with the follow-up Hunter's Mark.
A lot of teams prefer the ETC Tyrande, actually.
Yes, especially on a map like Dragonshire. ETC Tyrande is terrifying on that map. Actually, if you watch the Cognitive versus Tempest Storm set where Cognitive ended up beating Tempest Storm 2-1, check out that Dragonshire game because Cognitive had ETC Tyrande and they really utilized it very, very well. You cast that game, I believe, actually.
Yep. So we do see a nice power slide in once again. Condemned does deny the approach, but ZTQ a little bit too far forward. Don't know if Iron Skin is available, but he's able to get out. Mao, super low, does go down. Li Ming with a reset. Going to be able to get a huge damage onto Vala, but D will be able to step behind enemy lines. And even with that Bone Prison, this should not be enough for another follow-up.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and back out here. So kills now traded out 1-for-1 for these teams. We do see Sylvanas laning versus Sonya in the top lane. Both are being very safe here. Neither wanting to move forward. Smart on the end of OMG as, ETC Tyrande, very heavy gank potential.
Yeah, it's true. Well, we haven't looked at the top lane a lot, but that's just going to be pretty stagnant. ETC and Tyrande are both rotating up towards Sylvanas. If she's caught out of position without Haunting Wave, she will die very quickly. We see Xiao Di stepping in, and then Mao is going to reveal himself so that BB knows, no reason to step forward. Very much not worthwhile.
Level 4 going to be hit here first by OMG. We'll see how many people they want to rotate down to the contention. It looks like they're going to leave Sylvanas up top for now. Everyone on the end of YL is rotating down, though. We have ETC, Tyrande, Sonya already headed down as well. But Sylvanas is going to stay top and keep soaking. So this should be an easy win here for YL if Sylvanas doesn't come down. She is rotating down now. Power Slide does not end up connecting with Joanna.
That's big. Iron Skin was used, though. Hunter's Mark also has been spent, so Tyrande's lost a bit of her burst potential in the early game. Zul going to back away, pops his shield. A lot of cooldowns have been used early in this fight. Those early game cooldowns are critical to being able to sustain, and that's why we see them backing out. Not when you don't have that same kind of presence in the fight, Li Ming can just start chunking, and if she gets that one kill, she snowballs and just wipes your team.
Yeah, it's not just Li Ming chunking, but Sylvanas has insane poke. They're
true.
constantly throwing out their W's. We don't actually see the cooldown reduction, though, from Sylvanas at level 4, so a little bit less frequently with that. But TNT is going to be the first to fall here. ZZTQ getting very, very low, has no mana for Iron Skin, but is going to be able to back out here. Only 4 more minions needed, and wow, the Li Ming gets the kill and the minions. That's going to be the first punisher going over to OMG.
Okay. Nicely done there from our Li Ming player, doing some mega poke from afar. That's a threat of that hero. Managed to burn down Tyrande. This is going to give the Punisher a little bit of additional power just because that's one hero not there. Notably, the hero that has Hunter's Mark, and you can obviously use that to help clear that Punisher much more quickly. We saw the immediate rotation to Zoia to top just to try to mitigate some of the soak that they would be missing, but there's 2 lanes of soak on the side of OMG.
Well, take a look at the Sylvanas build here. It's going to be Overflowing Quiver at level 1. Not what we normally see from China. We normally see the Paralysis build with Unstable Poison at 7, but we're going to be seeing Overflowing Quiver at 1, as well as Withering Barrage and Barb Shot at 4 and 7. So going the full Q build here, that works really well whenever you get Windrunner at level 13 for the easy wave clear.
Oh, beautiful Hunter's Mark Lunar Flare combo. Even with that Bone Prison, that is lights up for Zool. So great rotation from mid from our Tyrande player. But they're just putting some aggression on mid. They've got the Khazra camp pushing in. Sylvanas locking down the towers. Both of these towers are going to be extremely low and nearly down. Experience almost a level ahead for OMG.
GTQ taking a lot of free poke here. I don't know why he stayed in for so long. Just kind of trying to stall out or something. That was a very easy kill there for YL. That's going to put the kills 4-3 in favor of them. Nice poke coming out from Zoia, and they're going to go ahead and force him to fall back.
No respect for the ETC. He had Iron Skin up, I believe, and he just didn't cast it, not respecting the threat of Power Slide. So a bit of a costly mistake. Maybe he just thought he could hold on to it a little bit longer. But, you know, he's down for it, but that really catches YL up quite a bit.
Yeah, it's he also just sat in there for like until he was at 50%. He just kind of sat in the middle of 4 people just taking free poke. You just can't take free damage like that if you're not trading in return. So very easy kill there for YL. And it looks like they're going to invade here. This camp up here, ZZQ and BB might have to give it up. But we do see the rest of OMG does rotate in position here. And they're going to go ahead and get the camp. Nice rotation. Good calling coming from OMG. Just keep the communication up and let them know that YL was invading. And having all 5 there was able to secure them that camp.
So it looks like we have a bit of an Assassin Zool build going for the additional range and for the damage explosion from the shield. I like this a lot on this map in particular when it comes to just securing the skeletal defenders. The poke you get from that spectral scythe is very worthwhile building this way.
Full level lead here for OMG as we're getting closer and closer to level 10. And the Mortal or Punisher's going to be spawning here in the middle. We'll see how much value they can get with this push. I mean, they're already starting to siege it down with the Sylvanas and the Zool. And with level 10 here, YL a full level away, I don't think they can contest it at all. They should be able to get this for free. They're going for a gank top lane, though.
Yeah, they're just kind of forcing them back. Zool stayed bot, ETC, so can doing exactly what they need to be doing.
Sword.
Are you serious? Oh my goodness. The Dream Boys, a lot of control. Falling Sword, if you haven't seen it in the new patch, it actually hurts. They buff the damage significantly. It is a much more impactful heroic than it was in the past. It's not the same kind of control that you get from Blessed Shield. You don't have the same kind of ability to save your allies, but you can certainly secure the kills with it.
Well, level 10 picked up here for a YL, but I don't know if they can even contend this at this point. 34 minions to 0. This should be a pretty powerful push. It's Arcane Punisher going down mid. They have Zool pushing. They have Sylvanas pushing. This could do a lot of damage. We'll have to see how well YL's defense is going to be.
Yeah, a Zool Sylv push with a Punisher. The wall's already down. The fort's going to fall for sure. That's a guaranteed. And that poke from Li Ming is going to be dangerous. You see the instantaneous cast of Starfall just to try to slow this push down.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job of willing down the Punisher very quickly here. It's already down to a quarter HP. The fort's definitely going to go down, like you said. Doesn't look like they're going to get much more out of this. There comes the root going down onto ETC, and he immediately gets evaporated.
Falling Sword?
The Falling Sword and the Wailing Arrow to get a lot of people very low. They almost get Tassadar. They do get Tassadar and Sonya.
Wow, the poison coming out there at the end, the Sylvanas wailing, just the W coming out, and the Falling Sword securing a double kill. The Punisher is still standing. Sylv can lock down these structures. Keep wall gonna fall. Huge lead for OMG.
Yeah, that was really well done from OMG. Great initiation there. They secured so many really easy kills there. 6 kills to 4 now. That was a lot of bursts coming out from Li Ming, Sylvanas, and Joanna with that combo as well. And, of course, you talked about the Poison Nova from Zool, just helping secure everything there. It was just great synergy across the board from OMG. They get a keep wall down. They've got 2 forts down. They've got a almost 2-level lead here as they're just about to get level 13. While going to be struggling to try and find a way back into this game because they're just consistently like having to clear up these waves from OMG.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage control to be done on the side of YL. 13 around the corner. Mercenary camps, just about everything has been collected at this point. The final Khazra camp going to the side of OMG, and they're just going to clear the wave and then potentially look for a fight. When you have a level 13 advantage, it's time to look for picks. I don't know the timer on the Bruiser camp. It looks like Sonya and Tassadar are passing by it, so no, not going to be coming back up yet.
Level 13 picked up here for OMG. And this is where the Sylvanas build starts coming together. And with this specific build, Sylvanas has actual real 1v1 potential. If she catches anyone isolated by herself, with Windrunner, you can do a lot of damage. But here comes the falling sword, Jake.
Yeah, the follow-up isn't really huge, but the damage from Leeming, just kidding, is there. Mosh Pit just going to secure his own death, and a huge Poison Nova in the bottom. That will be a dead Zool. Force, Wave of Force comes out onto Xiao, but not really enough for the kill. No lockdown available.
Yeah, so a 2-for-1 exchange there. Zool trying to man mode at 1v3. Wasn't able to stay alive long enough for Rhaegar to get to him, though, but still an advantageous position for OMG as they're going to be able to invade these bruiser camps. Just going to get a little bit of free push on that top lane. They have their bruisers in the top. And if this is good, if this fort already be exposed, if they siege this down with Sylvanas, which they are, if they get this Punisher, they're going to be having a Punisher with Sylvanas and Zool pushing into a keep. And that could be a very early keep for OMG.
This is problematic. So they do have that Fallen Shaman camp. We actually see, Crisis Control just grabbing a Khazra camp in bottom. This will give YL level 13, but they're going to get to that top shrine so very light they can't even contest it. So they just have to give up the Punisher, do as much damage as they can elsewhere. Zool is already awaiting the approach of Vala and Sonya in the bottom lane, so it's not like they're going to get mega value down there. So they even just concede that, and they're rotating up the top.
Well, it's going to be an Infernal Punisher. OMG, they'll need a kill or two or to take the structures from top keep to be able to secure themselves 16 with this push. So they got a bit of a ways to go. If YL's going to fight, it needs to be now. They need to contest this. They're 31 minions so far. Good job from Sonya so far to zone ZZTQ out of here. Yeah. But they're going to have to maintain this aggressive positioning if they want to confirm this.
Right, and now the one thing that OMG doesn't have a lot of is it's like just safe poke, right? They have Spectral Scythe, and Zool is going to get blown up very quickly here. No, the Ancestral barely connecting. The Poison Nova has been cast, and the turnaround. Li Ming doing some huge damage. The poison controlling on everyone. Xiaodi will end up getting super low, trying to confirm the heals, but the damage of Johanna clutching through at the end. Reset once again, blink in from Xiu, but no mana left on Li Ming, not able to get the third kill.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and back out of here. That's 24 seconds on Vala, and then everyone will be back up. But this is what I was talking about. Now OMG, they're going to secure themselves level 16 because they got those kills. They still have time as well. They can just kind of stall out and make sure they get 16. That's why TNT is down in the mid lane, to just guarantee them 16. They're getting the Bruiser camp in the top left as well. This is going to be a devastating push for OMG. They are taking some damage in mid because of this siege camp, but there comes the power slide there into the mosh pit. They're doing what they can to secure a kill here. That should be a very dead Leeming. No! What?
They almost had it. It's just very little damage output for Tirana, Tassadar, etc. They had the mosh pit. The Lunar Flare was actually a little bit early. If they stalled it, they could have had a little bit longer lockdown on that hero to maybe get the kill, but that Diamond Skinned clutching through at the end.
Yeah, Diamond Skin really saving her there. We do see that OMG is going to be pushing this top lane now. They have 16 tier, which is very important. And the Zool Sylvanas is just massive value here. Wild is going to be struggling to defend against this. The Bruiser camps with them as well. They're already starting to work on this front wall here. Punisher hasn't leaped over just yet, so it's still very, very healthy here, and it's still falling so far. There's the Starfall, like you said, to try and zone them out, to stall this out, but it doesn't look like OMG cares. They're willing to push through it.
Yeah, the Starfall is like decent at slowing some of the potential of the Punisher, but it's not getting the job done. They don't have even talent tier footage. Level 16 is just too much. Top keep, the first keep of the game, will end up falling, and the poke of Li Ming is constant. Actually,
what was that Nova?
That was a little weird. I think they thought they could force a fight. Not at all the case. 90 seconds on that cooldown. That's an expensive heroic to spend.
Yeah, but they got to keep down, and they still have 3/4 standing, Jake, which is just crazy. OMG has full control over this game, up 10 kills to 5 here. The Vala pick's really not getting too much value out of this game.
No,
minus that one Zool kill, I don't even know if I've seen Reign of Vengeance used besides that to great success. So we'll have to see if YL can, find their bearings in this game, try and get a new foothold, because even when it comes to the team fights lately, they haven't been able to get any success.
At this point, they need to get 16, and they need to find a money force wall that will enable either that big mosh or rain. If they can do that on 2 to 3 targets, they can take a fight. But so far, they have not shown the promise of doing so. And just between...
Was Kel'Thas banned, Jake? I don't think he was he?
I don't think he was. The first bans were, I believe, melees?
Yeah, Thrall and something. Thrall and Illidan. Yeah, it makes no sense to go. I'm sorry to backtrack to that. It makes no sense to go Vala.
I'm with you, man. It's
especially with the ETC Tyrande, you have such easy follow up for the gravity laps. It's really interesting picks here from YL.
I mean, I don't get it. I mean, Kel'Thas is not highly prioritized at all. The bigger difference between the two heroes is just sure, Kel'Thas has a lot of lockdown, but Vala can get out of a lot of stickier situations. So maybe the player's just not as confident in his positioning. I'm not too sure.
Well, YL, this is really their last opportunity to contest on an even tier. By the time the next Punisher spawns after this one, OMG will definitely have 20 tier. So YL definitely going to be looking to contest this as well as they can.
Yeah, they have to. Like you said, 10 seconds until this shrine does in fact spawn. We do see some good pressure from Zoia just trying to control this space. We do see Wrath of Berserker has been cast. If there's no Fury being generated, that will fall quickly, but we do have the defenders popping in time to keep that Wrath active.
We'll see here if OMG can take over the point, Jake. They're sieging it from a distance, but good positioning from YL is holding it for now.
Yeah,
Haunting Wave aggressively used, so that is a very good target for ETC Tyrande to go on, as Haunting Wave is down. They do land a Lunar Flare. Force Wall comes out. There's the Poison Nova.
Wow, Ancient Spear to get out Rain of Vengeance to zone, but the Falling Sword does some huge damage. That Poison Nova has applied a lot already. The Mosh Pit trying to stall this out. They get the one confirmation, but we have BB going in the back and just cleaning everything up.
Haunting Wave really showing its value there, repositioning him and getting him the resets on his Q stacks. And it looks like OMG is going to be cleaning this up. It's a 2 versus 2 right now. Can Tassadar ETC somehow beat Rhaegar Zul? It's going to be a slapfest for sure. Keep in mind, Max is completely out of mana, though.
Oh, no. Yeah, we have ETC getting super low. The cleave comes out. The shields at the last moment. TNT, so very low. Level 16 Tassadar is incredibly sustainable. 21 to 30 in terms of the Skeletal Defender count. And that Spectral Scythe not quite confirming the kill. Max has tapped the well, and this should secure this shrine for OMG.
Yeah, Max is with the mana return. With Zul on his way back. This is going to be OMG securing this point. ETC Tassadar trying to contest this one last time. Roots going down on the ETC as well as the Tassadar shield. Not going to be able to secure that kill that easily, but they get themselves the Frost Punisher here, Jake, without having the rest of the team up. I don't know how much value this will get. This will get the front wall, and it'll get OMG level 20 at least, but I don't think they can keep with only Zul pushing, especially since everyone on the end of YL is already alive.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. Immediately diving in. Now, OMG doesn't really have their team there to commit yet, so Zul doesn't want to step too far forward. Actually, going to just go clear this wave and bottom, get that pushed out in their favor, and then re-engage. The Punisher going to expire before anything can happen, but it has secured OMG a safe level 20 and a Storm Tier talent advantage.
Take a look at those. Oh, my gosh.
Level 20 Leeming upgrade again. And the Falling Sword upgrade?
Yeah, I love seeing this. It's not a talent we see too much from Leeming. It makes the knockback actually insane.
So, but when you watch Falling Sword, it's going to rain sparkles beneath her. She does damage on all the targets below her while she's in air. It's very exciting to watch. But wow, Johanna blown up just like that. A double kill and overextension from OMG.
It's almost like not going indestructible was a mistake, huh, Jake? It's like that talent's really good or something. Yeah, I mean, the moment Joanna went in, especially with going Heaven's Fury, it's cool. And like you said, the sparklies, and I believe it reduces cooldown for each hero you hit. I don't know if it's by how much, though. Not a talent I'm too well known with. I just know it reduces some cooldown. But you're very easy to kill. I mean, you've given up... once Falling Sword, when you land, you do the initial knock up, but they're not stunned for a long time after that, and then you don't have indestructible. You're a very easy target to kill, especially with the Vala who has the auto hybrid build where you go the multi-shot talents at 1 and 13. You get the auto attack talents at 4 and 7, and of course you get Executioner at 16. So when Joanna is in the middle of your group, especially with Hunter's Mark on her, Vala's going to chunk her really hard.
All right. Well, YL has managed to hold on to the mid keep. They have level 20. They've evened things out and they can turn this game around, but they have not taken out a single fort yet. So they have quite an uphill battle ahead of them. If they lose a team fight, OMG can certainly close it out through that top lane or even mid at this point.
19 minutes into the game almost, yeah. They can, if it's a one-sided victory, 4-for-1 or whatever, they can definitely go for them. But there comes the power slide. They do end up forcing a very early ancestral healing. Known as CCTQ is very susceptible without indestructible here. The Condemn comes out, a lot of damage onto the backline. There's the falling sword into Wailing Arrow combo. That's going to be Tyrande going down. ETC has to use Bolt of the Storm to get out of there. Sonya's isolated from the rest of the team. Nice Condemn to catch her in place. Storm Shield used from Tassadar. It looks like they'll be able to get out of here. That's going to be a 1-for-0 exchange here. Oh, BB getting very low. Li Ming coming forward.
Oh,
and
nice
BB's
ancient
fall
spear
to the Sonya.
Yeah, beautiful kill there. Get that confirmation. Force while locking the team in an awkward place. And ETC is here to re-engage on Zool. Damage from Vala. Will it be enough? Yes, the final hit is confirmed. And now Sonya looking to push in with the team. Now Tassadar is alive. Vala or Tyrande is out for a while, but it's a 4v5 or 4v3 in favor of YL.
Yeah, I mean, so the moment we saw the Falling Sword upgrade was like the moment this game kind of shifted in YL's favor. We saw Ancestral Healing had to be used on Joanna so early in that fight because Joanna's not unkillable without Indestructible. That's what makes her such a beast. That's what allows her to just stay in your face constantly. So Ancestral was used before that fight even really happened.
And
that hurt.
That was expensive.
So much.
Yeah, I mean, to have to do that, we saw huge damage from that the initiation, but no, Vala way overextending. A huge pickoff, walking out like that, and suddenly OMG can actually look to close this out. Now Sonya is in the top, trying to collect this John Cena in the top lane. She should be successful in doing so, but does it even matter? It's just going to push a forward.
Yeah.
Oh, she actually has to back away. This is gonna be she's dead. She can't leave.
Yeah. She's going to she's completely surrounded right now. There comes the Wailing Arrow to try and secure that kill.
Oh,
great shields coming from Tassadar. Wow, that's Wailing down.
And can they turn this?
Joanna. There comes Ancestral really early as well. Storm Shield used from Tassadar. Poison Nova doing a lot of damage, going deep onto Ziad here. Sonya getting very low, but he secures the kill onto Joanna.
Huge. That is massive. They managed to take the kill. Somehow, we have ETC backing away. We have Tyrande Li Ming trying to chase the kill there on Rhaegar. The turnaround. Can Sonya stay alive? The shields from Tassadar are sufficient, and somehow YL successfully takes us, but Li Ming did kill ETC.
Yeah, 1-for-3 exchange here in favor of YL. And man, just these early Ancestrals, every single fight on Joanna is just hurting them so bad. Now, the Punisher was taken by YL. It does get that fort up there, so it will be the first fort of the game. Still 42 seconds on Zool. They should be able to secure themselves at least one more fort here.
BB is really low and does end up falling. A nice bolt coming in from Vala to make sure that kill happens. That is a big staggered death.
That is
huge. It's a big deal, man.
It's crazy how this game has shifted. And I know I'm harping on it, but I legitimately feel it's because of one talent pick.
It's because of Indestructible. I mean, look at how much of a weakness Johanna's needed Ancestrals at the start of fights multiple times now. Normally, she's a hero that can get away with anything in late game, but suddenly we have 2 fortifications taken out. 2 forts have fallen on the side of OMG. Experience in favor of YL. Sylva's down for another 23 seconds, so they're still weak, and we can see YL continue to put this pressure on. They even have this aggressive posture on the left side. D should be backing away. Yep, just gonna retreat back with his team. Beautiful play in the late game, punishing that talent pick, going for the
OMG
Sparkles.
had a 2 to 3 level lead the entire time. They got to keep at 14 minutes. Almost a second keep. And then suddenly now YL is even on kills. They've only got 1 more fort to go through. I mean, this next Punisher is going to be a 23-plus minute Punisher, so that's going to, if it goes on a lane that the fort's already down, even if it goes on the mid lane, you know, if YL wins it one-sidedly, like the last few fights have been, every fight after, like the last 2 to 3 fights, has been YL coming out on top when it comes to kill count.
All right, Sonya, you're going to just skirt on by. Ships passing in the night, barely making it past a whole fleet, really. And we do see the final mercenary camp being picked up here on the side of YL. YL is just trying to grab some map control. It's actually critical that they have this fallen shaman camp to keep the top catapults at bay. for the time being. They're just going to push this out, get a lot of experience. So they'll give them level 23. It's a nice stat advantage going into the Shrine.
So this is the worst case spawn position for YL. Best case for OMG.
True.
It's going to go down mid lane, which is going to pressure that keep. It's already at half HP for OMG. YL still has to go through a fort, but not necessarily in a bad spot. And it looks like they're potentially willing to pressure top lane with this bruiser.
Look at this. They are going back, and OMG is going to be looking around. They're already shining their flashlights into the bushes. Okay, Sonia's going to step in there. She's got shields. Leeming finds her. They know where they are, but Leeming caught out of position. Lunar Flare not there in time. The mosh pit almost completely worthless.
Yeah, not getting any value there at all. ZZQ getting very low. Falling Sword has been popped, and ETC is going to be the first one. Knock-up happens. They get the Ancestral Connect at the last second there. Sonya Hardened Shield has been popped. Guge very low in the backline. They do get TNT, so a 1-for-1 exchange so far.
Man, Sonya is playing so clutch right now with the Tassadar shielding and that Hardened Shield at level 20. She is able to just get in there, absorb a ton of damage, and then heal up almost instantly, it feels. So a great turnaround in that fight, but can they keep it going? Vala with a beautiful flank in the backside. Hunter's Mark onto Li Ming, but she's blinking in. Tassadar face shifting. Li Ming way overextended.
Ew.
Can she get out of this?
She does end up getting out of there. She was in there deep. A 3-for-1 exchange here in favor of OMG. They're going to be able to get this Punisher for sure. They're going to have Zola probably towards the end of the push. So this is a good win here for OMG. I don't think they can end with this. They would have to.
It's a
They
dead
would have
keep.
to get one more kill with the push. If they want to end with
the
it.
keep dies no matter what, though, pretty much, which is still a
keep
huge
100%.
huge
They don't
victory.
even need to push with the keep.
Yeah. So that's
This is a 25-minute Punisher, though, Jake. They could. There's definitely the threat of the core. Like, YL has to be worried right now. They have to play the threat.
30 seconds on Vala, 22 on Tyrande, and Zool is just now respawning. So we will have a 5-man push available for this Punisher. They're even stalling it out. They have the opportunity to grab the one Khazra camp if they so please. I don't know that there's merit to that. No, they're not even going to bother. They're going to just grab their Punisher as 5 and go.
Yeah.
And look at this. They're even thinking maybe they'll go for this Khazra camp, waiting for the party bush if that is the case. But again, this is 3 men out. They should actually hearth back. Yep, they all hearthed.
This is a big push. Like they waited for Zool, to get that final cap. They wait till all heroics are up. Still 5 seconds on Mosh Pit. It will be up soon. The Punisher does leap in. The Zool root goes out on the Tassadar. Does not force the phase shift. Nice patience coming out from Tassadar.
That's big. That's big holding that. But there goes the keep. And now the core is being pressured hard. Yeah. Tass actually did have a dimensional shift now. Starfall being used in desperation. I don't think they can defend this, Zoya.
Absolutely not. The Poison Nova does come out. Punisher is wailing away onto Sonya here. Cora's at 100%, just about to start taking damage, and they're all still so very healthy there. EDC needs to hit the biggest mosh pit of his life. There's the Falling Sword to interrupt it, though. Vala's going to fall 20% on the core. GG OMG, which was a scary, scary late-game match for them, somehow pulls it out at the end. 20 kills to 17, Jake.
Yeah, that was definitely almost a throw. Level 20. Johanna trying to, pretend that she's invincible with her level 20 Falling Sword talent, which tickles with sprinkles. Didn't really do that much damage. Indestructible not being picked up. Almost cost them a lot. I have to agree with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, a few things happened there in that final push. You got to respect the Arcane Punisher, not just the fact that it's Punisher, but the Arcane beams it puts down. Tassadar went from, he did avoid the Zul, the damage. He ate the root. I hate you so much for this, but he went down like a third HP just from the orbs or the beams from hitting him. So you got to be respectful of that. You're tilting me infinitely. Thanks, Jake. That production value. Yeah, Li Ming definitely deserved MVP that game. Zoia played out of his mind.
Yeah. That last play on that shrine when he went deep, he got the kill on Tass. He made everyone chase, secured the shrine for OMG, and ultimately clutched out the game. Also, Mosh Pit didn't ever do anything. Wave of Force just denied it every single time it was cast. They just boop, turned that off. to the point where I would like to see ETC players start grabbing stage dive instead of mosh pit when you're against a Li Ming. Li Ming's almost never going to get caught in the mosh. She can just teleport away and just cast Wave of Force and deny heroic. We see it in just about every single match. They just buffed stage dive. The damage is actually impactful. I've actually seen some pretty big stage dive plays happen. And it's kind of like we saw Falling Sword. Falling Sword had a pretty big impact on that game.
Absolutely.
Sub 20, right? A lot of the fights were won because Falling Sword. That's all due to the changes. I mean, even Haymaker is better now. And there are players like Calf that actually do enjoy Playmaker.
Oh, wow. If you go over to the Reddit thread I made today for the matches, someone in the comments actually went and translated the interview with Sake. I'm not trolling. Like, this isn't like a random tip or something. Like, someone actually translated the interview with Sake. So if you guys want to go read that, head over to the Reddit thread. I think it's towards the top of the subreddit right now. But that's cool. Thank you for doing that. Izzy23 on Reddit.
Very cool.
I'm reading the interview now to make sure it wasn't troll. It looks, yeah. Cool. Thank you for doing that, Izzy. Well, OMG takes a 1-0 lead, which I think everyone expected. I mean, we saw the votes. I mean, I've been casting this season for 2 weeks now. I did the previous season. And YL, they're very cheesy. They do try and draft standard, but you'll see them bust out random stuff that doesn't make too much sense. Where OMG, they're a pretty solid team. Definitely third in this group from the games I've been casting.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, everyone's in this group is 2-2 right now because, you're going up against 2 losses each, right? You went through E-Star and MVP Black, so of course you're going to have losses there.
I'd be surprised if we can see YL bring this back. YL in the early state of the scene, I honestly think they were a lot stronger.
Yeah.
They used to be a pretty dominant team.
Back in Alpha, right?
Yeah, they were very dominant in China. But their roster has changed, and they are not what they once were. Well, like we said, this is both of these teams are qualified for playoffs regardless.
Correct.
The 5th, 6th teams are actually facing off today, so it's I guess the battle of for
Bads.
I didn't want to say that, but kind of.
I knew where you were going.
So, but yeah, I mean, even still, we talked about Edward Gaming, 2nd place at Worlds this past season. You don't want to fight them round 1 in playoffs, and that's pretty much what the matchup we're casting right now is all about. Who does not have to face Edward round 1? There is a chance for Zero Panda to be first seed, I think. No, mathematically.
I don't think so.
No, mathematically, it's not possible. They can't be a tie.
Yeah.
Even if they went 2-0 in their next match and Edward went 0-2, Edward would still have a better record.
Yeah, those games will be cast tomorrow, guys, on this channel for the final day of the group stages. We'll have Edward Gaming versus Braveheart, Zero versus X Team, and TPX versus TSD, which I believe TPX is Braveheart Super now. And the playoffs start Saturday and Sunday, which will be, I don't know how the groups will be seeded quite yet, which matches will be what days. But playoffs are already starting, guys. As for what's happening next week, both Gilly and I will be at DreamHack during those matches. All 4 matches next week. That will be the semifinals for the playoffs, as well as most of the losers bracket. The first 2 rounds of the losers bracket. Gilly and I will not be here. We're thinking of having Stark cast those matches. But right now, we're not 100% sure who's going to be covering those games because we will be at DreamHack.
Dream Hizak. Going to be a lot of fun. The first NA regional for Heroes.
For summer.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah, and it's my first DreamHack in person. I know it's probably the same for Jake.
Yeah, I've never been to a DreamHack.
I've cast plenty of DreamHacks for StarCraft. I used to cast the online them online all the
Like
time.
the group stages, they had the
The
online
group
casts.
stages and
Yeah.
stuff with StarCraft. Yeah, that's where Sham2 and I started casting. Our first big events was those Dream Hacks, and I'm excited to actually get to go to my first one in person. I don't know why I said person like that, but
I like that. I think you
it's
should always
late.
say it like that.
I haven't slept. It's 6 a.m. I'm gonna say weird things. OMG, taking the map of Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Which means first pick for YL, first ban for YL. Tomb, smaller, very aggressive map. Is that a Thrall mouse pad?
Which one?
Second to the left.
I can't tell.
I want it. Well, a lot of action going on for heroes right now, actually. I mean, if you guys follow the scene and you want to know exactly what there is to watch, we've got this weekend, the final European qualifier
Yeah.
for DreamHack Tours is going to be on Saturday.
Right?
On Sunday will be the second NA qualifier for the second regional, which is going to be the ESL Los Angeles summer final in June. So that's
Which we're
qualifier
casting
number
together.
2. Yep. Yeah, we are casting that together this weekend on Sunday. And then the week after that is Austin. And then the week after that is Tours. And there's a ton happening between...
And the qualifier too for NAF as
yeah,
well.
yeah. There's no, not that weekend. Not during Austin. During Tours.
No,
Yeah,
during Tours.
Yeah,
During
yeah,
Tours.
There's NA qualifier. And then, of course, OGN, Super League, and Gold League are all happening during
I love
that
Super
time frame.
League so much.
Yeah, dude, it's so fun. Anytime we get to listen to Artistus and Wolf, I'm a happy nerd. All right, well, going in to Tomb of the Spider Queen, the first ban on the side of YL. We've seen a lot of melee bans. There it is, Zool. This could be Illidan. Could be Sonya. Could be Tassadar. Tassadar, the ultimate goaltender. Gives you the vision, can safely stall with Psystorm, control those turning points. Very powerful hero on this map.
Yeah. Based off the bans from last game, though, potentially an Illidan ban here. There it is. First pick for YL. Last time they first picked the Sonya. Let's see if they're willing to do that the same. They were getting some pretty good value out of it. Sonya was getting, securing a lot of kills. Like you said, min-maxing how long they can stay in the fights and stuff. Sonya, they played Sonya very well last game, so...
Yeah, they did. All right, Thrall, early pick. Thrall is just good for the lane clear. Sundering flanks are just devastating if done properly here on this map. Gives you a lot of control. OMG. Will they respond with the Sonya Tass?
We'll see here if that will be their option. They're all great on this map. Good solo laner. With Zul being banned, could potentially see OMG go for maybe something like Sonya Sylvanas. As Sylvanas on maps like this prioritize quite a bit. It's going to be Rhaegar. Will be the Sonya. They get really hard on this pick.
It's nearly Rhaegar, but he's so safe on this map. Just to have the wolf form, run around, collect the gems. Valuable asset. It's going to be Sylv.
Sylvanas, yeah.
Yeah, they want the push power. I mean, she's so good on this map. Can't blame them.
Next two picks for YL. A lot on the table. I mean, they could want to put in the Uther pick now, as more than likely OMG will ban it out. They can also lock in their warrior as well. So they can grab the Uther and then ban out, whatever warrior they don't pick, which would be the ETC in this situation. I think that would be a pretty solid draft having Uther, Thrall, and Murden right now. This depends on if they're worried about OMG banning Uther or if they're okay with, playing a support that isn't, Uther. They're going to go ahead and get Li Ming, which I can understand denying that. OMG's Li Ming was disgusting last game.
Yeah, and you also, we talk about goaltending being a big deal, just controlling the coffers in the center of the map. She can not only poke safely and often with her arcane missiles, but at the same time, those orbs chunk, and she can just throw orbs over the wall and really, really poke down the enemy team. And oftentimes when you watch like a team that's just desperate to turn in and Li Ming is continuing to poke with an orb build, they end up having to back away because they don't have enough healing. Sure, Rhaegar does decently against Li Ming players, but it's still such a strong pick for this map. Also, I like to talk about just the fact that you can just teleport over just about any wall on this map. So great mobility for the hero.
Well, Kel'Thas being banned out here from OMG. Last game it did go completely uncontested. Looked like OMG just not wanting to run the Kel'Thas here. Interesting to ban the Joanna over the ETC here. I guess YL felt that. I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they struggled most of that game because of the Joanna. And I would say in the early game for sure, those fights with Joanna initiating with Falling Sword, Wailing Arrow, won them a lot of fights, just the two of them. But it will be Vala ETC.
Surprised that they banned KT, considering they could have had KT for themselves. But it's maybe they just don't want to play it. They're not feeling the hero. KT does struggle if he's getting poked down by Li Ming. It's a little bit scary to be that Kel'Thas on the receiving end of the orbs. And the final two picks are going to be Falstad and Uther for YL.
Pretty well-rounded comp here from YL. I mean, this is, if you're, just describe just standard compositions here. That's going to be it for, that's as standard as it get. Falstad on this map's great. The global presence, awesome. Last pick for OMG was the Zeratul, which is great versus the Falstad.
Mm-hmm.
Great counter when you go Vorpal Blade.
Yeah,
great mobility.
really
Able to solo the Falstad because of that talent.
All right, we can see some of their stats on the Merc.
Zeratul also good versus the Li Ming as well because of Vorpal.
Pretty even statistically in this season. But you can see the number of games played on the side of on this map. It's in favor of YL. They picked it 14 wins, 8 losses, higher ratio. They've each have played about 21, 22 games total, and a much better ratio for YL. So we can see. Did they pick the map? I thought, for some reason, I actually thought it was OMG that picked the map.
No, this is YL's map.
Okay.
So OMG had the first pick, remember?
Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, we'll see if they can pull it out. I mean, if this is their choice of map, they're feeling confident on it. Can they control the Web Weavers? They don't necessarily have the same push potential as the Sylvanas, but they do have a very powerful team fight with that Falstad Thrall Li Ming. A lot of control for sure.
No, this was OMG's map.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
Because they had second pick. YL with the first pick. Well, we'll see here if OMG can close this out. Again, this is for seeding here. 3rd, 4th place. Loser plays Edward Gaming, so both teams wanting to avoid that. Farther you make it into the winners bracket, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, we got to stress that, guys. Like, this is a big deal. When you go into playoffs, it's a double elimination bracket. So if your first match is against a team like Edward Gaming, number 2 at Worlds, that's not really a good way to start it if you lose right out of the gates. Not saying you'll lose no matter what, but it's a challenge.
Well, we're about to go into game number 2, guys, here. The map is loading. Match point here for OMG. Can they close it out? Liking the compositions on both ends. Just a lot of damage, though, on the end of OMG. They can really just poke for days with this comp, especially when Sword gets level 13 with Wormhole. Here we go, guys. On the left-hand side of the map, and the blue trunks up 1-0. It's going to be OMG. Drop that overlay, dog. It's going to be TNT playing the Zeratul, ZTQ playing ETC, Max on Rhaegar, Zayu playing Sylvanas, and BB playing Vala.
Their opponents in the red trunks, Team YL, we've got Guij playing as Uther. Xiao going to be on Falstad, Mao on Thrall, D playing Li Ming, and I never get to the 5th player.
Yeah, Gilly has the same problem when she does introductions. They drop the 4th overlay way too fast.
Gosh. Well, guys, so the name of the game here in this for Tomb of the Spider Queen is we just have much better push on the side of OMG. Now, OMG, our blue team here, if they manage to get those Web Weavers, Sylvanas is going to get incredible value. Zeratul going to be a menace, trying to pressure the backline heroes all game long, namely Falstad, and Rhaegar is already dead.
Very low.
Oh my goodness, the
nice
power slide.
And the first Death
Wow.
Blood's going to be onto the Muradin instead. Wow, good trade there for OMG. Definitely agreed. Thought you were right there when they said Max was dead, but just barely making it out there with his life. He's going to go ahead and tap well and get back into the thick of things here. Taking a look at the level of talents, I want to talk about the difference in Sylvanas build. Same player, same team with Sylvanas, but the difference is this is going to be on Tomb of Strider screen and not Infernal Shrines. On Infernal Shrines, going the Q build, where you get barb shot and stuff, helps you contest those points better. You get more minion damage. You know, it makes it easier to clear waves and stuff. Where on this map, it's all about pushing instead. You know, you're not really contesting minion points. You know, you are trying to get the gems, but seeing the paralysis build here makes a lot more sense because when you do throw out your W and you throw out your haunting wave onto the structures, you know, they're going to be disabled a bit longer.
All right. Well, one thing that we're going to see as a difference is going to be a lot of gem collectors. Max, once again, taking a lot of damage from Li Ming, but just Wolf Forms on out, Power Slide in. So that's a very risky spot. ZZQT going to end up going down.
Yep, 1-for-1 exchange here so far in favor, or, you know, both teams tied up. Taking a look at the gem count, slight lead right now for YL. And they've got a lot of CC. Thrall, Muradin, Uther, you know, they're going to be able to aggressively position themselves. And if OMG tries to contest, you know, YL's going to have that CC set up to deny. So when it comes to controlling the turn-ins here, YL should have the advantage, at least in the early game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit easier on them. And it's almost, I would say it's pretty critical that they do that because the push potential is very high on OMG's side. Well, right now, 1-to-1 in terms of the kills. The gem collection is pretty darn even, actually. Just about dead even at this point in the game. Level 4 about to be reached. We actually have Hungering Arrow picked up there for Vala. So we're going to see or siphoning rather. We're going to see exactly how she builds. Now, we do see a lot of hybrid styles, but it's actually going to be a full-on Hungering build, and that is a very dead false. A great rotation out of OMG.
Yeah, I think the power slide interrupted the barrel roll there. I didn't actually see the most fight. Zoia getting very low, has to use Haunting Wave. Nice body blocking from ZDTQ and BB. Just make sure any skill shots, anything that could have come his way, would have kept him alive. Level 4, going to be seeing the cooldown reduction as well on the W from Sylvanas. ETC getting very low in the bottom, not actually going to go down. Dwarf Toss has been used. Can they secure any of these kills? Uther's going to go down. The Uther Ghost being there should be able to keep the other two members alive. But now 3 kills to 1 in favor of OMG.
Yeah, turning up the heat, really bringing the pressure in. Now, we actually have Feral Heart here for Rhaegar. That's become very common ever since the changes to the Lightning Shield talents. So that's picked up, and Zeratul now gets his additional mobility with Vorpal Blade. Looks like we have a lot of gems going in, 9 just from Rhaegar right now. They do have just 2 more needed to collect. Yes, they now have enough for a full turn-in, so it's something that YL has to be very wary of.
Really interesting to see Master Warp Blade on Zeratul versus both Li Ming and Falstad. Part of the reason why you take Zeratul versus those heroes is because you can 1v1 them very easily, isolate them from a fight. You know, and I assume the reasoning they picked Zeratul in the situation was for that very reason. But they're not going to go for Vorpal Blade. Vorpal Blade is what makes them able to 1v1 so well against these mobile heroes like Li Ming and Falstad. So definitely an interesting talent pickup there from Zeratul.
Yeah, all right. Well, we do have decent control here of these 2 points. Zeratul, the one holding all the gems needed for an actual full turn-in on the side of OMG, has been zoned out from Falstad. He's just making sure to soak that lane as safely as possible while his team rotates as 4, collecting these gems successfully.
Well, we do see that they do zone out the Vala here. So Sylvanas doing a good job of rotating between the waves as well to just try and soak as many minions as she can. Small skirmish breaking out down here. ZDTQ doing the best he can to zone for his team. Sora not going to be able to get in those 20 gems. If he can get those gems in, that'll be a turn-in for his team. So desperately wanting to get that in. But not going to be able to do it. Good zoning coming out from YL. They are down a talent here, but they're still not afraid to be aggressive.
Yeah, it's a very small gap. 1 wave of minions will secure level 7 on the side of YL. 32 to 36 turned in so far. Both teams have what it takes to get the turn in. Just a matter of who manages to juke their opponents and get the successful turn in. Big blow up happening on Max. A lot of damage taken, but not quite enough. The power slide on Muradin. With no Dwarf Toss available, he will end up going down.
Every time they try to kill Rhaegar, they don't, and they lose Muradin in the process, man. This Max is just unkillable this game.
The Haunting
Guige
Wave
almost
just
goes
barely
down.
not enough.
Vorpal Blade for Simulator Spike coming out over the wall from Sora. And that's going to secure this turn in here. First Web Weavers of the game spawning for OMG. And keep in mind, guys, they have that Sylvanas push with it. Can do a lot of damage. So let's see how much value they get out of these first Web Weaver turn in. Usually the first one, especially when it's early in the game, doesn't get more than, front walls. but Sylvanas makes things just so much more difficult to deal with.
Okay, well, those going to be a big push coming in here. Just a slight experience lead for OMG, but of course, with Sylvanas, they can snowball this for that level 10. Nice orb coming out from Li Ming, connecting on BB, doing a lot of damage. That pressure is going to help them try to dissuade the push, but the Web Weaver hasn't taken any damage yet due to this great body blocking of many of the skill shots.
So, Jake, we are seeing a pretty standard build coming out from Zeratul, despite the Master Warblade, going for just more consistent damage
the
here.
Hungry?
Googe does end up going down to the Vala. Will D go down as well? Gets a blink back. Nice poke onto ZZTQ. They
Wow,
almost get him.
Zeratul.
Power slide turnaround. Wow, ZZTQ just has no fear. Just aggro like always.
I mean, Zeratul blinked in from the backside. He power slide back as well just to make sure Li Ming went down. And that is a huge kill for them.
Hey, Jive.
Yep, there it is. This is what I like to see. When you know that wave of force is going to be an issue, stage dive is necessary. And we just saw in the last game how impactful he could be with that falling sword. Stage dive is very similar to that. Has a very similar effect, but it has global presence.
This is what I'm talking about, man. You gotta ban Sylvanas on a map like this, or be willing to first pick them. They picked they're all over Sylvanas here. One Web Weaver turn in got them a keep wall because of the power of pushing with Sylvanas. And now they have a two-level
lead. Like, that's nuts, man.
People, you got to start respecting the Sylvanas on maps like this one and Infernal Shrines at least.
Oh, no. Mao is way out of position. He's being body blocked. He's going to die. There's more than enough gems for another turn, and tons of gems tumble out on the ground. They're actually trying to pick them up. We see D just stepping forward, but immediately forced back, denied those gems. And now false hit by the Wailing. Whale fall, stage dive in, but Dwarf Toss will get Xiao Di out.
Just winning these fights across the board, these small skirmishes here. OMG just pushing their lead even further. They got a 2-level lead still. They're about to hit level 12, as YL's going to be hitting level 10. So the window where YL's going to be on the same tier is going to be very small. And with this front wall already being down mid, we could see a sub 10-minute keep here, Jake, if OMG decides to push mid with the Sylvanas. Now, they could go for more experience, push their lead even further, so that would mean them be pushing these side lanes, just trying to clear up more forts, get more front walls. But
this is a tough spot for YL for sure. They're about to lock in their level 10 heroics. Do we see Disintegration Beam due to the stage dive? We haven't seen it yet today. No, Wave of Force picked up once again with Sundering Gust. Tons of control. Avatar, the standard, and Divine Shield there for Uther. They have the control, but they don't have the positioning to take a fight right now, and ETC is waiting for that flank.
18 seconds on the mosh pit, 30 seconds of Wailing Arrow. Everything else is up on the end of YL. So they are looking to contest. They need to try and make something happen here, as they are currently down 2 levels and about to be down a talent tier. Hungry Arrow doing so much damage to Li Ming
down. Yeah. This build is not a very common thing in North America. We've got even the reset there. So you can throw out the double Hungering Arrows for a lot of power. Murden taking a lot. Dwarf Toss back to safety. He'll be A-okay. And the Gust just to confirm the disengage. But this Web Weaver in top is still alive as well.
Yeah, it's all 3 forts going down. I mean, we got 3-level lead right now for OMG as they have a talent tier advantage. Wave of Force, I'm going to go ahead and disrupt them a little bit here. But they get another front wall, Jake, which means 2 front walls down here in mid and bottom. If they get another turn in, I don't know how many gems they are away from that. But if they get another turn in, that's 2 keeps that can be taken out very easily. And OMG is in full control of this game.
Yeah, all right. So they're about halfway through their collection race. There are enough gems on the side of YL if they can ever get into position, and it looks like a boss will be attempted. Now, the chance of YL actually scouting this out, YL's going to think that, the goaltending's happening right now. They're going to be approaching the coffers very cautiously. Meanwhile, they're going to be surprised with a boss.
Yeah. We talked about having 2 front walls down. Well, this keeps going to secure a 3rd.
Yeah, they haven't even checked the coffers. They're like just pacing around, expecting an ambush. They're playing very passively. Now they see the boss has been picked up. They've got to be sighing a little bit. Just, they need to make something happen. They're playing very passively right now because they're down a talent tier.
Yeah, down a talent tier and 3 levels. I know sometimes people say, when it's just individual levels, they don't matter, but they do.
Oh my goodness.
The level scaling you get, the stat scaling is very, very important. Even if you're on the same talent tier, if you're fighting 24 versus 20, There is a significant difference.
Look at the Sylvanas value and look at Zeratil's placement. He can blink over that wall when he sees fit and throw down a big VP if we don't see passive posture here on the side of Wild.
God, Sylvanas, man.
They're split nicely. They're trying to handle this waiver. The Gust from behind. Oh my goodness, Falstead gonna try to fly on out. No Feral Lunge to secure the kill. So Falstead does manage to get away with that greedy play, but did absolutely nothing with that. And the Strafe is doing so much with the stage dive coming. That is a nice VP and a definitely dead Uther.
Yep, Uther's going to go down. Murden's going to fall as well. This boss is still half HP because of the value Sylvanas brings. This could be game, Jake. We're 10 minutes into the game, almost 11 minutes. The boss is still healthy. They have 2 members down. It's only their damage dealers alive. So when it comes to sustain, they have to be careful here. But it's at 90%, Jake. The boss is still healthy. It's still got about 5th HP. They get Thrall. They get Sylvanas as well, though. They get it's one
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
the
matter.
The keep is going to go down. OMG has ended the game at 11-11.
I don't have any analysis to do. Just respect the Sylvanas. Like, you have to respect the Sylvanas.
It snowballed because of Sylv entirely.
Yeah. I mean, you got the middle keep wall, you got the extra experience, and then a boss at 10 minutes should not be able to take keep. It took keep. A boss at 10 minutes should not be able to end the game.
The full wall was standing. That Gust was so weird. Like,
yeah.
The fact that Falstead got out, whatever. The Gust did nothing. I mean... Interesting play. It just didn't work at all.
Yeah. It was bad. But thanks everyone for tuning in. So we now know our Group A standings. It's going to be first seed going to MVP Black, second seed going to E-Star, third seed going to OMG, and the final seed from Group A going over to YL.
Yeah. Now
playoff starts Saturday.
Star Club and Bayway Star cannot advance. They will be falling out of this tournament. MVP of that game went to Sora with that Zeratul play. I mean, he constantly provided those threats. He, Leeming Falstead, they couldn't get anything done because of him. Very well played. Group B, that's tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, Group B tomorrow. Matchups are going to be EDG versus Braveheart, Zero versus X Team, Braveheart Super versus TSD. That'll be the final day of group stages. We have the playoffs starting Saturday, which will do all the first rounds of the winner bracket.
Now,
don't know what those matches are going to be just yet.
Right. So Edward Gaming guaranteed first seed in Group B. Zero Panda and X Team. They're actually pretty evenly paired right now. But TSD and Braveheart Super, those are the 2 teams vying for the 4th place spot. So I'm sorry, did you say it's Braveheart Super versus Braveheart?
No.
Okay.
It's Braveheart Super versus TSD.
Oh, okay. That's actually a big deal because they're the 2 teams vying for that qualification.
Well, we'll see how that goes tomorrow, guys. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to Gold League and watching me and Jake cast these awesome games. Again, tune in tomorrow, 3 a.m. Pacific as well. I think for the playoffs, that time switch. You're tilting me so hard. I think for the playoffs, that time switches to 5 p.m. or 5 a.m. my time instead of 3 a.m. So it's a little bit different. And I believe all matches in the playoffs are best of 5s. Yes, except for the grand finals. Grand finals are best of 7. So starting Saturday and Sunday, every match will be a best of 5, which is cool. It's more games, more comeback potential from teams. A lot of teams can adapt mid-draft, so it'll be cool to see how that goes. But yeah, make sure you follow the stream for that. And I don't really have any shout-outs, Jake, if you want to do yours.
Shout out to you for doing this every day, man. This is bright and early here for NA. But it's a lot of fun. It was quite enjoyable to cast this with you.
Thanks, man.
I had a good time, man. It's been a while since we've cast together, and I'm looking forward to casting with you on Sunday.
Yeah.
Where we will be casting the 2nd ESL LA qualifier in North America. Teams like Tempo Storm and Cloud9 still need to fight to earn their spot into that regional event. So be sure to tune in on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. It all begins. A lot of fun. And I guess we'll see you Sunday, man.
Yeah. Later, people.
GG's, everyone. Have a glorious day.